With all the craziness in the world, it's good to unplug and just sit back and get silly. And one way to do that is with an improv show. And there's one coming up Saturday at the Hoogland Center for the Arts that I want to tell you about. It's from Capital City Improv, and joining us right now in studio is Lacey and Amber. Thank you for taking time with us, ladies. Tell us about what's going on Saturday night.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. Sorry, I have my shirt. I had to.
So Capital City Improv is putting on the totally rad 90s improv show, and so it is clearly all 90s themed. It's full of games, hopefully full of laughs. One major thing that we're doing during this show is having a costume contest.
Oh.
So wear your 90s best.
Yes.
Wow.
And then we're going to have a contest with prizes.
Right on.
So that's always good.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lacey, I see you're wearing a 90s grunge type of theme going on here.
Yeah, I might wear something like this tomorrow. There's going to be some. It's a decade, right? So
Sure.
The fashion just changed. So you're going to see lots of different stuff.
gosh.
So I'm excited to see what people have on, and then we're going to have fanny packs worth of swag. So I'm really excited for that, and we're going to have 90s music playing, during intermission and before and after
That's
the show
awesome.
and stuff. So.
Are tight-rolled jeans considered 90s fashion? I can't remember if that was like late
beginning.
80s or...
That's the beginning.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
At the end of the 90s was when you started seeing like the big Jinkos and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah, you're right. And I didn't wear the Jinkos. Those were too rich for my blood, but I had kickwear. And both my wife Megan and I, wore kickwear, and she was a kickwear girl. And we definitely did that whole, huge 58-inch circumference ankles or whatever. It's just nonsense.
Yep.
So you're going to see a lot of that, I imagine.
I'm excited just to see what everyone wears and what they thought of the 90s.
Yeah.
Because there was so much of a variety of fashion during that time. So it's like, are we just really going to see a bunch of parachute pants with, so I'm excited.
Me too. And we're going to have some audience participation. So we'll ask them for suggestions of things.
Yeah.
So like suggestions of song lyrics, movie titles, quotes, catchphrases, things like that from the 90s, things that you said a lot, like all that in a bag of chips, those type of things.
Right.
And suggestions of things that were popular in the 90s, and then we're going to use those to play games. And we have some fun things up our sleeves that we'll keep secret, and you have to come see.
Yes, absolutely. So again, it's totally rad 90s improv show with Capital City Improv Saturday night at the Hoogland Center for the Arts. When do doors open?
They open at 7. The show starts at 8. And you can buy tickets either at the door or online. Just make sure there's 2 shows going on that night. So you got to say it's the totally rad 90s show.
There you go.
Or you're going to dual pianos, which is also awesome
That's
as well.
That's a good time too, sure. But it's going to be more interactive, I think, and you're going to get a lot of laughs from the totally rad 90s improv show.
Yes.
Now, of course, we talk a lot with some of the local theater groups, especially with the Muni, and they're wrapping up their presentations with School of Rock still on stage, I believe, this weekend. But this is totally different than community theater. They, of course, rehearse a bunch. How do you rehearse for an improv show?
So we do meet, and we do call it rehearsal, but everything is made up on the spot. So we know ahead of time what the games that we're playing will be and who's playing those, but everything is based off the audience suggestions that they give us. So we just give each other suggestions, and it's always going to be different. Our characters are always different. Just everything plays out differently every single time. So we're just practicing the skills so that we, at least kind of look a little bit like we know what we're doing and we're organized. So it's just kind of getting together and having fun, and that's really what it looks like.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's a blast.
So do you guys get out like Mad Libs and just sit around with a bunch of caffeine and just go nuts and start coming up with all kinds of stupid ideas?
A little bit, yeah. kind of.
Yeah, speaking of Mad Libs, that is something that we have incorporated into the show, kind of. So
That's kind of a 90s thing, right?
It is,
I mean,
yes.
I
I remember having a book and you fill
yeah,
it in.
long road trips or, sleepovers you'd have with your friends.
Yeah.
And, this is all before social media and streaming anything. And so obviously people are able to enjoy themselves in silly ways with ad-lib of their own back in the day. But of course, it's coming up Saturday, Hoogland Center for the Arts. Give us all the details.
So Capital City Improv, totally rad 90s show at the Hoogland in the club room. Doors open at 7, show starts at 8. There will be the concession stand open on the main floor. You can bring it all up to the 3rd floor with you, and you can purchase your tickets at the door or online.
Well, fantastic. And any kind of, tips other than wear your best 90s clothes?
Be ready for anything, because you might also be pulled up on stage.
Oh, no.
You just never know what's going to happen.
Are you guys going to do some, hypnotism or something? I mean...
You just have to come and find
Yeah.
out. We love having our audience on stage interacting with us and giving us suggestions.
Yeah.
Is that my phone?
Oh, no. We're improv here.
The
All right,
more that we can get the audience involved, the better it is, because you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, check it out. Saturday night, Hoogland Center for the Arts, totally rad 90s improv show. Lacey, Amber, thank you guys for taking time with us. And do you tell improv actors to break a leg?
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
just making sure.
And we might actually
do it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. You guys didn't practice it. I mean, that's the whole point of improv is you might get put into a situation you didn't practice and you could possibly really break your leg.
Yep.
So, well, be careful out there. Break a leg and be sure to make a ton of people laugh, all right?
We'll try.
Thank you.
It is Springfield's Morning News on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk.